So, the black market is over again for this season. I wanted to make a brief review on this year's offers and then do a wish list for the future on what tanks I would love to see make an appearance in a future event. As you saw, we released a brief video covering the Waffle Tractor AWF E100, which was the first offer on this year's black market. That video was kind of rushed as we just wanted to get our thoughts out as quickly as possible while the news were still fresh, so I'll do a more conclusive review here. This was a really shady move by Wargaming. The Waffle Tractor was removed as a tech tree tank many years ago because Wargaming deemed it too overpowered to be able to be balanced. Me and Edwin absolutely despised this tank back in the day due to its toxic and broken nature and actually supported its removal from the game. But many years later, Wargaming slowly but steadily reintroduced it into the game through the Waffle Tractor Harrier events. First, just as a playable boss tank in the mode itself, but then in succeeding seasons you could unlock the actual Waffle as a rental in random battles. This, to me and Edwin, was clear evidence that the Wargaming was testing out if the Waffle would be balanced in today's meta. And indeed, here it is. We here at AwesomeEpicGuys think the Waffle in today's day and age is still pretty toxic, but not as game-breaking as when it was removed from the game. Currently, it is very hard to play, but it has potential, but not enough potential to call it OP or meta, as it's extremely inconsistent. But we are not against its inclusion in the game today. We are, however, against it being sold at 55,000 to 100,000 gold in a store that barely functions due to server overload. I did read some comments on our Waffle video that we released that said we were hypocritical for criticizing the event but still participating in it by buying the Waffle at full price. We could indeed protest against the event by not buying anything. We have done similar things in the past during Wargaming assembly shop events, for example, but in the end we do want these tanks. Especially since we are content creators, it makes sense for us to collect the tanks and make content on them. As an average player, you should probably not participate in these ridiculous events, unless the deal is really genuinely worth it, which the Waffle really isn't. I'm pretty sure Wargaming themselves do not even encourage average players to participate in these events. It's for players with too many resources at hand, just like me and Edwin, who gets most of their resources from loot boxes, which makes this Waffle Tractor move the more annoying since the Waffle has been available to the average player at one point in the game's lifetime. Shady move, Wargaming. But as mentioned, Ikibu confirmed that a Waffle would be available again at some point. Hopefully not at a ridiculous price. We will see. The second offer was a new exclusive tank called the SFAC, a French double-barrel TD. We played this tank on yesterday's stream and it is very goofy and fun. We'll release a highlight video here on YouTube in the near future. If you want to watch that, make sure to subscribe and enable notifications. It was sold through an auction at the starting bid 9,950 gold, which is a reasonable price. I overbid 25k just to be sure to get it, and I did. This offer was pretty nice. The third offer was the K91-2 at an auction. Starting price was 525,555 credits. The price spiraled out of control pretty quickly though. In the end, I bid 40 million credits to get it. While deals for credits are always nice to free-to-play players, realistically there were very few free-to-play players who got this one. It was just such a ridiculous price. The tank itself does not seem to contain any huge surprises though, just another sniper tank pretty much, but we have yet to play it. The fourth offer was a bunch of orders for both the mission campaigns. This was really nice for me, since I haven't completed any of the mission campaigns, as I do not play artillery, which severely slows down my progress. But now I can skip some artillery missions. Epic. The auction started at 4,000 gold, I overbid at 10k just to make sure to get it, and I did. This was a pretty nice offer, honestly. The final offer was the weirdest one. For 7,500 gold, fixed price, you could get one of either 6 reskin tanks. The Mars, reskin of the Progredo, the Alembic, reskin of the Astron Rex, Peregrine, reskin of the Ice 3A, the Forest Spirit, reskin of the SU-130 PM, White Dragon, reskin of the Kampfpanzer 07, or the Stone Sentinel, a reskin of the Bisonte. The last two mentioned were exclusive to this event. The other ones had been available before. I got the Mars, Edwin got the Kampfpanzer. Since the last two mentioned were exclusive and you could only get one tank from this offer, assuming you had all the other ones from before, it was still impossible to get all of the tanks in this offer, since you would either get the Bisonte or the Kampfpanzer. Very weird. Personally, I don't care much for these tanks. I think they are ugly and should not be separated tanks, but 3D skins for said tanks. But if you're a collector, you did miss out on at least one tank in this offer. I assume they're gonna be available again at some point, but we'll see. Anyhow, 7,500 gold for a tier 8 premium, I guess, is an okay offer if you didn't have one already. That was all the offers. Not gonna lie, in comparison to other years, this was a bit lackluster. First off, just content-wise, in previous years there were around 12 to 14 offers. This year it was only 5. The store was consistently lagging out as well, due to server overload most likely, throughout the entire event. Also, the BZ176 troll was pretty funny, and solidifies the attitude and awareness Wargaming has towards the tank. But it wasn't as funny as it could have been due to the extreme server lags that barely made the joke even function at all, and that the offer following the joke was the WT auf E100 for 100,000 gold. Pretty out of touch, to be honest. Previous years also had way more offers that could benefit free-to-play players as well, such as premium tanks for credits. There was also a severe lack of legacy vehicles, vehicles that have been in the game for a really long time but have legendary status due to their rarity. We pretty much only got exclusive tanks, except for the reskin tanks at the very end. I'll list a few vehicles I'd love to see in future black market events at the end of the video. The only positive aspect of this year's black market was that most offers were auctions. The Waffle Tractor sale was technically an auction, it was a Dutch auction, but it still sold out in just a few minutes, so I refuse to call it an auction. Previous years, most offers were first come, first serve type of deals, and they were also sold very early in the morning. This year we didn't have any of that. I do miss the 2 deals per day format though. If you just make all offers into auctions, it doesn't matter that they're early in the morning. You can just show up when you've got the time within the time frame. 5 deals is just kinda lackluster. Jason Statham being the bald guy though is a genius move, honestly. But I do miss all the extra little details that we had in the previous events, such as the cinematic trailer hyping up the event, the little car standing in the garage that takes you to the event. Just a little extra polish that adds to the experience. This just felt like Under the Hammer with a texture pack added on top of it, especially since most offers were exclusive and didn't really follow the old black market formula of selling rare and sought after established premium tanks. So yeah, all in all, a bit lackluster. That's our review. Now, at the end, I just want to list a few rare vehicles that I would love to see being sold in future events. Number 1. M4A2E4 Sherman, the rarest Sherman in the game. It was rewarded to the alpha testers of the game to thank them for their service. It has actually been sort of available a few times since. You could get it as a super rare Twitch drop during one of World of Tanks Tankfest streams, and it has been included in some giveaway codes. We even got the privilege to give one of these away in a recent stream. But regardless, super rare, would love to own one. Number 2. T95E2, the first referral program tank in the game. A very rare tank that only a few OGs of the game own. You could only acquire it if you introduced a friend to the game, and the friend managed to grind all the way to tier 10 via the original referral program in the game. Number 3. Panzer 58, which is just an unskinned version of the Zwhatsh Panzer and the Panzer 58 Mutz. Super unpopular tank, which has made it by effect super rare. One of the rarest in the game, in fact. I don't own it myself, so would love to get it. Very average tank though, nothing special, just rare. Number 4, IC-130. Please fact check me on this one, but I think this tank along with the T-44-122 are rewarded to super testers as a thanks for their service. I'm pretty sure they will never hand these out to us regular plebs, but you never know with wargaming. It's a super rare tank with super interesting shells. The premium shell does more damage than the standard one, but has less penetration, just like the SU-100Y. would love to own one. Number 5, T-44-122. Again, fact check me please on this one. I think it's a super test reward tank. It's a tier 7 T-44 with a 122mm gun. I've heard it's quite busted, as in pretty damn good. Would love to try it out and own one. That's the most prominent premium tanks I don't own myself that I would love to see in a future black market event. But here's an honorary mention list as well for tanks that I do own, but that I think could be interesting for other collectors to purchase. WZ 120G FT, 50 TP Resilient, BZ 72-1, A43 Black Prince Prototype, Canon and Jagdpanzer, Object 244, T54 Heavy Tank. I do think the black market can be a fun event if done right. This season was simply too short, lacked content and polish, and had a little too few deals that could benefit the free-to-play players. And of course, the whole waffle tractor fiasco. But a higher amount of auctions instead of first-come, first-served deals was appreciated. Hopefully, we'll see the black market make a return better than ever, where the bald guy is hopefully played by Johnny Sins. What did you think of the event though? Let us know in the comments down below. We will play all the black market tanks live on Twitch in the near future, so make sure to follow us there if you're interested in that. Like and subscribe.